Welcome to Santos Brothers Eats.
Food worth mentioning. You ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so welcome back to Santos Brothers Eats. I'm Kenny Santos. I'm with my brother, Chef Jeff Santos, and we're going to be talking about some food worth mentioning. Welcome back, Jeff.
Oh, well, thank you very much. How are you doing, Ken?
I'm doing excellent. We went to another festival this weekend.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. This time it was the Fried Chicken Festival. Another beautiful day to be out in food trucks. We were commenting on this festival was really advertised on Facebook. A lot of vendors were out there. A lot of vendors that we knew and some new ones as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And when we got there, the lineup was long. We actually had dinner with the family, and then we ended up going for a walk, and then we went to the festival just to just try some things out. And when we got there, it was about a 30-minute wait to get in, and then when we got in, the waits were pretty short.
They were.
And honestly, it wasn't that long. Like,
no,
30 minutes. I mean, it's not that long. We've waited longer. Places,
Exactly right.
Absolutely.
Exactly right.
We did have some fried chicken, and we had some things on our list that we wanted to have, and we were lucky. We were able to have everything on our list. Actually, there's only 2 things on our list. So
yeah, there were 2 things on the list, and then we got a little bonus third thing.
Yes.
And and what we chose, we enjoyed immensely.
Absolutely.
All 3 options.
Yeah, and so this one is something that Diana, of course, you guys have heard of Diana before. She's been on the podcast. It's Jeff's wife, and she pointed out that she wanted something from a place called Isabella's Boutique Restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
If you go on their website, that says the original Mochi donuts of Canada. And what's Mochi, Jeff?
Mochi, it's a rice flour pastry, and when they make the mochi donuts, it actually has a distinct shape. Think like a Tim Hortons cruller. Sort of has those wedges, but not as defined, or like a baby's toy sort of idea. So it's a mochi donut, and the reason why Diana can have it, because as we said before, she's gluten intolerant.
Absolutely, and when during she brought up that she wanted to eat that, we have a little. Just a little chat, and then she said, I want to try this. I said, that looks like it's so good. It was the mochi donut. Do you say karaj? Is that how you say that, Jeff?
Karaje.
Yes. Sandwich. So it's a mochi donut karaje sandwich. It's 2 maple glazed fresh mochi donuts with karaje fried chicken, topped with I hope I say it right, togarashi slaw.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice. And so karaje, what's that, Jeff? Because I explain it to me. So
basically karaje is Japanese fried chicken. We did mention KFC in one of our earlier podcasts, the Korean fried chicken. But karaje is the Japanese cooking method of frying chicken. And usually it's smaller pieces of chicken with flour or cornstarch or potato starch. And the chicken is actually marinated before cooking. And in Southern, like Nashville fried chicken, they do a similar process where they actually marinate the chicken in buttermilk. It's mixture, like buttermilk is basically milk with a bit of vinegar or just make it sour. And that helps keep the chicken moist when it's deep fried. And marinating in karaage style adds a bit more flavor to the actual meat itself. So that's what karaage is.
And it was a really, really good sandwich.
It was, yeah. A bit spicy, like the coleslaw that Ken mentioned is a bit spicy, but it actually added to the taste because we got the karaage itself wasn't as spicy. It was like a bit salty. So we had the salt from the chicken, the sweetness of the donut itself, and then the coleslaw itself also added to the flavor and more crunch as well.
Yeah. The slaw added so just an extra texture element to it. Now I understand why you let me have all the slaw. There was a lot of slaw that was kind of left over, and I asked you if you wanted it, and you said no.
No.
Now I understand. It was just too spicy for you. Actually, I really liked that slaw. It was very good. And so it's called the Togarashi slaw.
Mm-hmm.
And Very, very good sandwich. I don't think that that's on their menu, like at their brick and mortar location. It's called
Yeah,
Isabella Boutique
I
Restaurant.
think we mentioned that a lot of these food trucks, when they go out to these different festivals, that they'll actually make something new that they only will put on for this festival. Um, and I'm thinking, I think you're right. Let me just check. Then I don't think it is on their menu.
Like, do they even offer chicken?
Give me 1 second. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
While I'm looking it up, so the actual donut itself, the mochi donut, is called a pondering
Mhm.
donut, and it's basically made of 8 dough balls connected together. And it's named after. I'm looking online, and the name Pão de Lucia came from pão de queijo, a popular Brazilian cheese ball made of tapioca flour.
Oh,
So that's how I guess how the mochi donut sort of distinct shape of the mochi donut came to be. And so they copied that sort of shape and the way of making the donut itself.
cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I actually just made it onto their website. They actually do offer a Garage Mochi donut sandwich. They
Oh,
have
okay. Awesome.
So they do have it. I was wrong. So if you want to try it, it's Isabella's boutique restaurant, and
Hmm.
so yeah, and we'll make sure to leave their website up in the food notes, up in the description.
Yeah.
People,
And because they're a Japanese restaurant, their donuts aren't the usual flavor. I'm on their website now. They have lychee, mango, lemon meringue, which is usual, black sesame, ube, and Earl Grey donut flavors.
where's
So
it
yeah,
located, Jeff? Do you know?
they're in Queen Street East. So
Like beaches or?
yeah, beaches area.
Oh, nice.
Name of that park, favorite name of that park that's right on Queen Street East. It's just in that location there. So in between, just after Coxwell.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I say after Main. I apologize. Main Street, Main and Queen Street
Oh,
East.
they're really east.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Okay. What would you rate the sandwich? Because I really liked it.
I give it a probably 8 out of 10.
I give it 8.5.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think like the donuts itself are good, but for a sandwich, if the donut is a bit bigger, because the chicken we had was a pretty big piece.
Yeah.
So I tried to cut it in 4 because actually Ken was with us as well. Sorry, Dylan was with us, so it was 4 of us: myself, Ken, my wife Dylan, my wife Diana, and my son Dylan.
Yeah.
So when I tried to cut it in 4 pieces, it was hard because one piece had a big chicken, or one piece had a small piece of donut. So maybe a bigger donut if possible.
Okay.
To make it. So yeah, but taste wise, yeah, still 8 out of 10. Good combination of sweet and salty for myself.
Yeah, I give it an 8.5. Would I give it higher? Would I give it a 9? No, I would give it an 8.5. It's a good, I really liked it. I like the slaw. I like the chicken. I like the donut. I like, just picture, it did have that feel of like that chicken and waffles feel with the donut.
Yes.
So
Exactly
yeah.
right.
And
All right, and then after that, stopped by. I think we mentioned this. A friend of mine owns a food truck called Dopa's Duck. The one thing that attracted us to Dopa's Duck was the mozzarella chicken balls. And Ken saw that first. And so, Ken, what'd you think of those?
So I ended up getting the mozzarella chicken balls. It came 4 to an order, and I thought, well, let's just get these because there's 4 of us. We could have 1 each.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't expecting much. And you just think like chicken balls, kind of like you get at like a North American style Chinese restaurant kind of chicken balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it said mozzarella. I thought there'd be cheese in them. Well, they looked like that.
They
There's
did.
like a chipotle aioli that was put on them. It was served kind of like on a stick. But that breading on that was absolutely spectacular. I remember talking about it and asking, I was like, that is so good. How do you do that? And your friend's name is Ray, right?
Ray, yeah, Ray, the owner of Dopa's Duck, yes.
Yeah. And thought it was so good. I was so pleased with how tasty those chicken balls were. I give those chicken balls like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah, because like you said, when you first see chicken balls, you are thinking like the sort of Chinese American or Chinese Canadian chicken balls that you would see in like Mandarin. But yeah, the addition of the mozzarella inside and then the breading itself, like these aren't your ordinary chicken balls. Yeah, these were delicious.
So good. Yeah. So like I said, 8.5, 9 out of 10 for those. What would you rate them?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same thing. 8.5 out of 10.
And then we had a chance to taste his, signature fried chicken, he called it.
Yeah, and this is my personal favorite. The like I said, usually the fried chicken, you sort of marinate it. He had his, I believe, in a bit of like I could be wrong. I didn't ask what his ingredients were, but I could taste he had a curry in there, and then the breading in itself, and the chicken skin, everything on that was just perfect for me.
That was such a pleasant surprise. Like when I tasted that, I was so incredibly pleased with everything about it. Now, were those chicken breasts, Jeff?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was white. It was white meat.
It was white meat, but it had the juiciness of dark meat.
Yeah. And that's what we do with fried chicken. You marinate it in a marinade or in buttermilk, and that helps keep the chicken moist after deep frying. And he added something to that marinade. I tasted a bit of curry, but yeah, it was delicious.
So and I cannot rave more or enough about how crispy the skin was. I remember I kept asking you, how did he do it? And he kept saying, well, it was made with cornstarch, but then it was like these chunks were off the side, kind of like and I said, well, is it because it's lumpy? Is that why like that cornstarch, this cornstarch batter, was it kind of lumpy, so a bunch of pieces were stuck on when you put it in the fryer?
Yeah. So let me correct myself. So basically, what you do with chicken, you coat the chicken and marinate it first in buttermilk or marinade. You put the chicken itself in flour and or cornstarch. I prefer cornstarch itself. It helps add to the crunchiness.
Yeah.
Then you put it into an egg wash, basically an egg and water, and then in there is different breading. So the breading itself, I wasn't too sure what the breading was, but whatever it was flavored. It was delicious. There were clumps of it that added just to the crunchiness of it. It was just so good.
It was good. It's probably the best fried chicken I've ever had.
Oh yeah, hands down.
I want to say this is I want to really focus on the skin. Is that this is kind of like the distinction between a place like a Jollibee or a Popeyes versus like a KFC. The Jollibee and the Popeyes, they have that crispiness, like those chunks that are just almost about to fall off kind of thing that are super crispy. And then the KFC, while the chicken's, it's okay, but like and you expect the skin to be crispy, it turns out to be more greasy and soggy.
Right.
And so good. So good. It's almost like I always suspect like Popeyes, like when they put the batter and then they put that breading on top, that like they also wrap it or they roll it up in like what do you call it, like what's that cereal, cornflakes or something.
Cornflakes, yeah.
And so there was that feel for that, but this was it was like so many notches higher than anything else I've ever had.
Yeah.
I want to give it a 10 out of 10. The only reason why I'm giving this like a 9.5 or a 9.9 out of 10.
Okay.
And it's because I would rather have it in like a sweeter, I'd rather have it sweeter just because of who I am. So if it had like a Thai chili type of feel, like a Thai sweet chili feel, or like a honey,
I was thinking honey
or
too,
something like that, then it would give it a 10. But it's as close to a 10 as I can give it without it being sweet. What would you give it, Jeff?
I'd say the same. Yeah, I prefer something sweet. But on top, so that we just had the fried chicken, but that wasn't the only thing that was served with it.
Oh, yeah.
He had his loaded French fries, and with real bacon, like real bacon pieces, not like sprinkled on bacon bits, but huge chunks of perfectly fried bacon.
Oh, yes.
Was in these fries. And I heard you and Dylan or you and Diana talking about the cheese sauce that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
What were you guys talking about the cheese sauce? I'm not a big fan of cheese sauce myself.
And when we say cheese sauce, we're talking about like cheese sauce, like in the pump that you'd see at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And so it was a good cheese sauce. I'm guessing he did that more for convenience, maybe, or
probably.
Yeah, he probably did it more for convenience.
Yeah.
But like that whole dish was still like, super high, over 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
And as Jeff said, we did not have bacon bits, real pieces of bacon. And we invite you to make sure after this episode, you have a peek at the Instagram feed and look at how spectacular that dish looked. And so good. Even we actually had that in line while we were waiting for the next thing that we're going to talk about. And people were asking us about it. It's like, what did you get that? Where's that from? Yeah. And what's kind of funny is I remember eating this thinking, what's the description of this? And I remember going back and looking, and it just said signature fried chicken. Like, no, there's no description. It was just like, it's just Ray's, from Dope as Duck, his signature fried chicken. And I'll tell you, it's so, so good.
But then, like Ken said, we actually had while we're waiting for our next chicken, we had this in line. So we actually went to the Tokyo Hot Fried Chicken food truck. I don't know if it was debuted, but they had the Nashville Ice Hot Fried Chicken sandwich. And Ken, if you want to give the description and maybe say it twice so people can understand really what's in it.
So it's the Nashville Ice, and it's called, by Tokyo Hot Fried Chicken. Now, I remember seeing this on Blog TO 2 months ago. And finding out, okay, yeah, they're like in College Street, so they're probably like somewhere around Little Italy. And But the Nashville Ice sandwich is it's just called the Nashville Ice, right? It's this spicy Nashville. Oh, it's Tokyo, yeah. So it's karaage again, right? Spicy Nashville karaage.
That's it.
Spicy honey on an extra sweet brioche bun with vanilla ice cream.
Oh, sorry, with what, Ken?
With vanilla ice cream.
Wow.
And even when we ordered it, we said, we want the Nashville Ice. The girl that was taking our order says, you realize that this is a fried chicken sandwich with ice cream. And I said, yep, that's exactly why we were here. I remember I said, I saw this 2 months ago on Blog TO. I've been wanting to go. And then when Street Eats announced that they were going to be at the festival, I remember did I contact you? Or no, I commented on that picture and I said, Jeff,
yes,
they're actually coming to Scarborough. I can't believe it. Yeah, I've been wanting to try them, but between the pandemic and just timing and everything, didn't get to try it, but I finally got to try it. Everything was good about it. However, for us, it was just over the top too spicy. It
was like, holy cow.
But if you like spicy,
it
was good. As a matter of fact, they won third place, didn't they?
They did.
They tied for third as far as the whole contest. Isabella's no, Tokyo got second place. Sorry, Tokyo got second place. Isabella's tied for third, and number one was someone else.
Holy Grill.
Yeah, the Holy Grill. So, but if they got second place just because we think it's too spicy doesn't mean much. I mean, it was still a good sandwich.
So if you look at our Instagram, we do have the video of us eating it. Thank God there was ice cream to cut the heatness of the chicken itself. But I understand people like their chicken hot, and this chicken was hot. That was incredible.
Here's something that's interesting. I was, just doing a little research for our podcast today, this morning, looking around their website, and I guess, I don't know if they're Tokyo chicken, like they have Nashville hot fried chicken and then Tokyo hot fried chicken. I don't know if their Tokyo hot fried chicken is spicy or not. And I wonder if they would have made they would have made it without the Nashville hot on it. If it's just ice cream and then the fried chicken on a sweet brioche bun without so much hotness or without so much heat, and maybe we would have enjoyed that more. And so I didn't even think. I just thought, the Nashville Ice is here. I'm going to get it. That's all I was thinking. So we still enjoyed it. I just think if it wasn't as hot, we probably would have enjoyed it more, because even like the honey was hot. It was like a spicy honey. Like was hot.
Exactly right. Yeah, I'm on their website now. So the karaage itself is just marinated in soy sauce, garlic, ginger, and sake. Whereas your Tokyo hot fried is the same sauce, but with Nashville hot sauce added to it.
See? And so I wonder if if it wasn't so because they did offer this to Tokyo fried chicken there.
Yeah.
Right?
So, So I'm wondering if you go to their store, if you could ask for the Nashville Ice fried chicken, but ask for the Japanese, the karaage style, not the Nashville.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When we talk about it's hot, it's not like we each had a sandwich. This is like what we did with Isabella's. We each had a quarter, but just split in half and split each of those halves in halves.
Yeah.
Because we had just had a huge dinner with the family, and so we kind of went there just to taste. We didn't go there to have a meal. We just went there to taste.
And we'll just give a quick mention. You did buy a mango drink. And that also helped us cool our tongues down. And what was the mango drink called?
It was called the Mango Nata Supreme from Mango Like Desserts. And their brick and mortar, you said that they're in Kensington Market. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly right.
And so I'll give, I remember I said, listen, I'm going to go get some that mango drink, because we all just needed something to cool our mouths down. And I kind of ran over and ran back, and I just pointed at something. I said, hey, is that, because you know, so that looks like a nice smoothie. And it's a mango nata supreme. It's a chilled Mexican sweet and spicy smoothie made of frozen cut mangoes with either fruit punch, pineapple, orange juice, and freshly squeezed lime juice, drizzled with and rimmed with a chamoy sauce, and lots of Tajin chili fruit seasoning.
Yeah.
And so there was some spice in that, and it kind of awakened everything.
It did. Yeah.
But not to you guys, but I was like chewing on like it comes with this tamarind fruit candy straw, and that thing is spicy, but I didn't realize, like, I was like, this is spicy, like, or like I thought that was the Nashville Ice that was creeping back up on me again.
Mm-hmm.
But the drink was good, but we kind of like didn't really get to enjoy it because we were taking it because we just need to calm our mouths down, like, you know, turn off the fire. And
exactly,
so we were able to have that. Probably go back to mango like desserts, and like really when we get to enjoy what we eat.
Oh yeah,
just kind of scarf it down because our mouths are on fire.
Exactly right.
So yeah, and if I had known it was all that spicy, I probably would have pointed to or maybe take time and pick something else on their menu.
Right.
I just pointed at that, said, hey, we need this, and I ran back over with it. So good thing they didn't have a lineup. Even though I was able to be guest judge at the Mac and Cheese Festival, I really, really had a lot of fun. I think I actually argue I probably had more fun. Maybe it's because I was just, you know, because Dylan was there and I was able to hang out with you more. A lot more fun at that fried chicken festival. And I had a lot of fun at the Mac and Cheese, so that says a lot.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So you know, it's such a successful festival. Again, you want to try all three of these places. They're in the show notes. And you know what? Before we wrap everything up, we did have our first question from one of our listeners. Was it one question or two questions, Jeff?
It was actually two questions.
So let's and so a shout out to one of our listeners that sent us a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her name's Jen. Two questions, actually. She said that what is the difference between ramen and pho? Okay. And second one, when we put eggs on things, do we prefer a certain type of egg, or will any egg do, i.e. chicken, duck, etc.? So just to let you know, so Jen lives in the Picton area, 2 hours east of Toronto. So they do have a good food scene in Prince Edward County. Some of the like more exotic cuisines, like Asian, African, are very limited. So she may not have, you know, the best choices there. So ramen basically is from Japan and pho is from Vietnamese. The broth for ramen is usually a very rich, deep pork one, or chicken or beef, depending on what you're being served with it. So it's the broth itself with wheat noodles, and then it's garnished with the actual meat you're being served with, and then some fresh vegetables, and then like I mentioned before, a nice soft poached egg, or the 165-degree egg. So the yolk is just firm, but not solid like a hard-boiled egg. And pho is from Vietnam. The broth itself is flavored with 5-spice powder, peppercorn, star anise, and other Asian spices. The meats range from beef, chicken, seafood, and pork. And as well, they serve it with like fresh bean sprouts and Thai basil and maybe some mint, and served with hoisin sauce. And they use rice noodles, like a broad rice noodle with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I mean, yeah, the biggest difference is that they're for different countries. But I can see why she'd ask that, because if you just kind of took a picture of each of them, they're pretty similar look.
Yeah, they are. They
absolutely. And so, Jen, we hope that answers your first question. And the second question was, when you put eggs on something, do you prefer certain types of egg? And now, Jeff, have you ever had a sunny side up duck egg?
And have you, Ken, before I say anything else?
I have not, but I actually heard someone say, and let me just say this first before you give your commentary, that the yolk is kind of like sticky. It makes you kind of like you want water or something. Is that right?
It is. It's a very richer yolk than a chicken egg. Again, because they're a different breed of animal. And that's probably why. But yeah, it's and it's a bit bigger too, of course, because ducks are a bit bigger than chickens. But yeah, the yolk is a bit richer, deeper, and a bit more stickier than the chicken egg yolk.
Do you like it? Because the person that talked about it didn't like. Would you?
I liked it. To me, the taste wise was still there. It was still yolk. So I'll try to get some duck eggs, and we'll do experiments. Of course, the king of eggs is the ostrich egg. That's huge. I think they said it's like 20 eggs, regular chicken eggs, and the ostrich egg. So it is a large egg.
You know, it would be cool. I don't know how we get a hold of one of those, but that would be cool to be able to cook one of those up.
Yeah.
And you know the worst thing was if we finally get one and as we're trying to crack it, that we actually break the yolk. That would be so
Oh, I know.
disastrous. And so usually we have chicken eggs because it's hard to get duck eggs. It's just harder to get duck eggs. And then although when I eat sushi, I have quail eggs sometimes on sushi. That's usually served on top of the salmon roe or on top of sea urchin. Super tasty.
Yeah,
and
like plus those. There's the Filipino dish kwek kwek, which is basically a deep fried hard-boiled quail egg.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't think I've had that.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay.
Maybe I have. That doesn't sound familiar to me. So, Jen, thank you for those questions. If you have any other questions, Jen or someone else, feel free to contact us either through our Instagram feed or any way you want to contact us through the show notes. You're more than welcome to. And well, that's certainly this episode's food worth mentioning. And we're looking forward to next time where we talk about more food worth mentioning.
That's right. And until next time, remember this quote from Julia Child: "People who love to eat are always the best people."
And that includes my brother, Chef Jeff, and I'm, of course, his brother, Kenny Santos, and you as well, if you love to eat food worth mentioning. You've been listening to Santos Brothers Eat.
Food worth mentioning.